Hello and welcome in here tonight as your Elmira Pioneers are getting set for their fourth matchup of the season as they get set to take on the Adirondack Trailblazers. Welcome in from high up above Hanson Aggregates Field. I'm John Clement, and welcome in to the Miller Mowing pregame show. Tonight's pregame show is brought to you, as every night is, by Miller's Mowing, who reminds you that if your field isn't game day ready, to give them a call at 607-302-8226. So thank you again to our amazing sponsors over there at Miller's Mowing for getting out the message about field maintenance, really. I know my lawn back at home can use some touch-ups. Hopefully all of you down in Elmira are having a much warmer time of it. The wind is certainly blustery up here in the Adirondack Mountains, and it will be a fun one to take part in here today. As we look down at the starting pitching, Neftali Severino Cronier is going to get his first start. The 6'0", 190-pound right-hander from St. Gabriel High School in Boisbrand, Quebec, will be taking the mound for the Pioneers tonight. So we'll have to see how he can do, as he will be opposed by Steve Miller for Adirondack. Steve Miller has come out of Penn State. He's a freshman from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, 6'1", 185 pounds. He's also a right-handed pitcher. So righty on righty here tonight as the Pioneers get set for game number 4 of the season. 2-1 record so far. A lot to be impressed with back at Dunfield. Not so much yesterday. We talked a little bit about that with the head coach tonight, if you will, Andrew Drum. He will be talking with us in just a few seconds. You'll get to hear that conversation that we had live on the bus and hear exactly what he's thinking. Overall, though, I'll tell you what, the Pioneers so far have come to impress. And so far, they've done exactly that, as the Pioneers are looking to make this a season to remember down at historic Dunfield. We want to remind everybody also that Pioneers baseball is back in Elmira on Wednesday as the Pioneers get set to take on the Saugerties Stallions. It is career fair day at Dunfield. That will start earlier in the afternoon. If you've been keeping up with us on social media, you already know all about that. So make sure you get there. Bring your resume. In exchange for your resume, one of our amazing staff will hand you 2 free tickets to the game. So a free chance to see the Pioneers in action. And you may not get a lot of chances this season, as the Pioneers are going to be looking to sell out, and they have done a heck of a job of that so far. I do want to apologize quickly again about the wind. Certainly up here in the mountains, it's a lot chillier, and the wind is certainly blustering here tonight. Again, the Pioneers will take on the Adirondack Trailblazers with the following lineup. Leading off, as has become the custom here for the Pioneers, Quinn Buffington. Second in the lineup, Brennan Dorigi. Cam Redding, followed by Mason Ruhlman in the cleanup spot. Trey Harmon will be re-entering the lineup, batting 5th. Zach Granger will bat 6th. Kyle Richardson sliding down just a couple of notches to 7. Davis Zur will round it out at 8. And finally, Jeff Mejia has claimed a spot in the lineup for the second consecutive day, making his first appearance yesterday. It wasn't exactly the ending that the Pioneers wanted in the game last night, but I'll tell you what, there were some things, and you'll hear it again as Andrew Drum will come on and tell you all about it. From the coach's perspective, there were a lot of things that were done right for the Pioneers in that game. The ending of the score did not exactly yield what the Pioneers were hoping for, but the bats on balls were there. The strikeout ratio was there. I mean, when you look down at the numbers, everything went the best way you could have hoped for the Pioneers. You just needed a couple of balls to fall in, and they just didn't get it last night. There's not a heck of a lot you can do when the pitches don't land the way you want them to, but you know, the Pioneers came out and they went out. They had 8 men on base. They left them on base. They also had 2 runs in the game. They just couldn't quite secure it with the pitching, and you know, you get behind early, it gets a little bit hard to do that, and the Newark lineup was certainly out in force last night. You think about Over Torres came out and he went 2 for 2 on the day, had a couple runs batted in. You look up and down that Newark lineup, and there was a lot of positivity on that side, and they were hungry for a win and just out-hungered the Pioneers last night. That certainly won't be the case tonight. You heard it on the bus ride the whole way up. The Pioneers are hungry for a victory, and they're going to come out strong. You know they are. So we're going to head down, let you listen in as Andrew Drum talks all about what the Pioneers need to do here tonight and what the coaching staff is looking for out of this very young team coming into this season. You're listening to the Elmira Pioneers here on Mixler.com and live on YouTube.com. We want to remind you one more time that this pregame show is brought to you by Miller's Mowing, who reminds you that if your yard isn't in game day condition, give them a call and let's get everything sorted and ready so that your lawn can be as ready as Dunfield. Call them today, 607 302 8226. We'll be right back after this with Andrew Drum. And with that, we are back here live on Mixler.com and YouTube.com. I want to thank everybody for tuning in, as now the Adirondack Trailblazers making their way out to the field. The Elmira Pioneers lineup was just introduced here in-house. Certainly an interesting view if you've never been up here, up into the Adirondack Mountains, up here to Hanson Aggregate Field. The Pioneers will be looking to do quite a bit of work here tonight. Again, they fell last night, but were able to keep things positive, as you heard from the assistant coach on his way. talked about them doing the little things right. That's what the coaching staff stressed on the bus on the way home. And then, of course, again this morning when the Pioneers all met to get on the bus to come on up here to Adirondack, is to continue doing the little things right. Things will fall into place. And they certainly did in the first two games. You got to believe as Adirondack comes out here, they are certainly looking to find a way to keep things going for themselves. They have struggled a little bit here early, 0-2 on the season, have not been able to find a way to put together a win. But certainly in a league like this, it can change at any moment. They did lose to Watertown 13-8, lost to Utica 4-3. So they have a little bit to prove. The Pioneers are going to have to be wary of that. And with that, we are going to take another quick break here as we will have the national anthem here live from Hanson Aggregate Field. Those of you watching on YouTube will hear that. Well, those of you listening on Mixler.com will get this lovely commercial. We'll be right back. You're listening to Elmira Pioneers Baseball on Mixler.com and YouTube.com. So for those of you on YouTube, welcome back in here. The people from Mixler.com will be joining us in 10 seconds after that commercial break is over. But once again, going to be an interesting night of baseball here for your Pioneers, and I want to apologize one more time about the wind. As we welcome back in all of you back from Mixler.com, another apology about the wind here, as certainly is bluster here tonight. Maybe not the best idea for shorts, but seeing a lot of blankets, a lot of long sleeves out there on the field. Primarily everyone but looks like the pitcher and the third baseman wearing those long sleeves for the Adirondack Trailblazers. Trailblazers coming in here on a bit of a losing streak, 0-2 on the young season. Again, we talked about it a little bit before in the Miller's Mowing pregame show, which will wrap up here as Quinn Buffington looking ready to head for the dish. Quinn Buffington will lead it off for your Elmira Pioneers here tonight. Want to remind everybody once again that the pregame show brought to you by Miller's Mowing. Miller's Mowing, if your field isn't in game day shape, give them a call, 607-302-8226. That's Miller's Mowing. Big thank you to all of our amazing sponsors, and we're going to be trying something a little new tonight, so bear with us in the in-between innings. If you're listening on Mixler.com, we hope you'll enjoy that. As once again, we remind you, before this one kicks off, the Pioneers back at Dunn Field for Career Day, and of course, a very special night as it's Dunkin' Night back at Pioneers' home historic Dunn Field. Dunkin' Donuts will be there with prizes, giveaways, and a whole lot of fun, as it always is when Dunkin' is in the house. As the Trailblazers throw down, Quinn Buffington looks ready, and a little bit of trouble there on the throwdown. Ekes by into the outfield, so this will be a start here for the first start, as a matter of fact, for the pitcher on the gold team with the black stripe down the shoulder. The Trailblazers giving the first start to number 17, Steve Miller. Again, we talked about it, Penn State player. We've seen a few of them so far here early in the season, a couple back there in Dunn Field, of course, George Stockberger, who was with me from WETM, mentioned his history in connection with that wonderful school. As the first pitch is delivered and bounces, that'll be ball number 1 for Quinn Buffington. So, Buffington gets back into the box and he will wait as once again, another attempt going to come here as Miller looks down, gets a sign, sets, and delivers. Buffington swings away and now trying to get on his horse, trying to make it to first. He gets there, but just a step late. So 0 for 1 for Buffington. Not a bad start if you're the Pioneers. Want to come out and attack. You certainly didn't get the hits you were looking for last night. And a quick remedy to that is to get the bat on the ball. Coming up, Brennan Dorigi will make his way to the plate, and I don't know why I'm putting such emphasis on it. I've heard it at Dunfield a few times, and that's how our announcer does it over there. So Dorigi comes up, and he is certainly been effective thus far. We talked about it last night as he takes strike number 1. Dorigi, a number 2 spot in the lineup. Always an interesting spot. We really harped on it a couple days back. Gets that clutch single when you need it. As another pitch, another ball hit to the shortstop, hops up on him, and Dorigi trying to get there, and he will be called out as well. So 0 for 1 to the top 2 in the lineup. Cam Redding will be the third man up to the plate today as the Pioneers looking to turn around their fortunes from last night. As Redding makes his way to the plate, he's the catcher and freshman from Wilmette, Illinois, who attended New Trier High School before going to St. Louis University. As coming up, Redding looking out at the mound, the pitcher sets and deals, and that's going to be a called strike right down the middle there. So, more opportunities here for the Pioneers as they come out. First inning moving right along here. As we look down, Redding waits for the pitch, delivered, and just a little bit high, so 1-1 the count now. 2 outs already. As once again, Redding will wait for the pitch. Pitcher gets the sign, comes set, ready, delivering to Redding, and that one's also outside, so 2-1. The wind appears to be blowing a little bit out there towards left field. We'll see. As a lot of right-handed hitters coming up here in the first half of the first inning. Redding waiting. The pitch is right on the corner, the umpire says. Strike 2, 2-2. That's our first Tioga Downs matchup of the evening. We remind you, Smash Mouth coming to Tioga Downs a little bit later in the summer. Head on down there and enjoy that. Certainly will be a good time. Pitcher sets, winds up, and throws to home. Redding swinging, and he's going to strike out. So 0 for 1 goes the top 3 in the order. And now the Pioneers will come to bat. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on Mixlr.com and live on YouTube.com. So as we come back here live from Hanson Aggregates Field, going to see a lineup. It's going to start off with the shortstop, number 14, Randy Flores. Flores, a 5'9", 150-pounder from Brooklyn, New York, freshman at Franklin Pierce. He is a left-handed batter, so a little different. I haven't seen a ton of those in the past couple days. As the Pioneers will get set, and again, we talked about it, going to be the first appearance for Neftali Severino Cronier, who makes his first appearance of the season, and he will get his first start. Wearing number 41, Neftali was on the 2018 and 19 preseason All-American teams, as well as the 2017-2018 BCS National Championship All-Tournament team. He also was on the 2018 WWBA World Championship All-Tournament team. His fastball normally reaches in the mid-80s. He gets a strike on his first call there. So far, so good for Cronier. As Cronier takes the sign, looks down and sets. He fires one in there. That's Loeb, 1-1. As we get our first look at Randy Flores, as I said, a batter from the left-hand batter's box. Been predominantly right-handers facing the Pioneers pitching staff. As Neftali sets, delivers, and that's good for strike number 2, right down the middle. Flores didn't even take the bat off his shoulder on that one. Was definitely looking for something else. Cronier looks into the catcher. He will set and deliver, as that one's popped up back towards where I'm seated up on the hill, and that hits into a divot over there. So a foul ball, but keeps the batter alive. We've got a 1-2 count, nobody out thus far, as Cronier looking in. He waits, delivers, and this one's tapped right back to Cronier. Cronier goes over to first, and 0-for-1 goes Flores. So a good start today by Neftali Severino Cronier, as the center fielder makes his way out. This is going to be Chris Rotundo. Rotundo is a right-handed batter, 6'1", 180 from Reading, Connecticut, a sophomore at Villanova. As Cronier looks in, he sets, delivers, and this one's popped back and right back out towards where the bus is parked. That's going to get underneath a couple of cars, hit a wheel. As Cronier moves the count to 0-1. 1 out. Once again, for all those tuning in, want to apologize for the wind. A little blustery up here in the Adirondack Mountains. Cronier delivers, and that one is low according to the umpire. So 1-1 the count with 1 out. Our next Tioga Downs matchup. Don't forget to stop on down, try out the buffet any day of the week. Absolutely great food down there at Tioga Downs. Cronier the delivery, and ball 2 missed maybe a little bit inside there. As Cronier will look down, get the sign from the catcher. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. As Cronier sets, he delivers, and that one swung on and hit foul. So Cronier drives the count back to 2-2, 1 out in the inning thus far. As he will look down, waiting for the sign. As now he gets it, sets, and delivers. That one is grounded to the third base side, picked up, tossed to first quickly, and gets the out. 0-for-1 goes the first 5 batters in the ball game. So far so good for Neftali Severino Cronier. As coming up next will be the second baseman, number 18, Daniel Arizari. Arizari coming up. He is a left-handed batter from Miami, Florida. 6'0", 205 pounds. Goes to Nova Southeastern. As that one catches the outside corner, 0-1. Arizari will step in again. Again, not a ton of success here for Adirondack early on in the season. 0-2 as Cronier delivers, and that one's way outside. So another opportunity here to hopefully get back into this count. Cronier wants to get through this first inning as quickly and with as little damage as possible. That one catches the outside corner again, 1-2. So Cronier looking to finish this one off. We'll see what he can do. As he gets the sign, shakes it off. Haven't seen a lot of shaking off here. Now he sets and delivers. And that's a swing and a miss. 0-1 goes the first 6 batters of the ball game. And now the Pioneers will come back up as Mason Ruhlman will lead it off. You're listening to The Elmira Pioneers on Mixler.com and YouTube.com. We've got a 0-0 ball game after one complete. And now we are back. Mason Ruhlman heads out. And again, he had a big first game, pretty big second game as well. Last night didn't go that way for any of the members of the Pioneers, but Ruhlman certainly has been a veteran presence that they've been able to count on thus far here in this young season, only in the fourth game of it. Ruhlman awaits the pitch. On the corner, according to the umpire, strike number one. So Ruhlman starts with an 0-1 count. Ruhlman in the box, looks out towards the pitcher. Pitcher sets, throws, and that one's outside. So, again, the starting pitcher tonight, Stephen Miller. Again, he comes out of Penn State. He's from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, so certainly used to the chillier temperatures up here. As he delivers one for strike number two, we've got a 1-2 count as the Pioneers looking to get the offense going. As I said in the pregame show, back in the Miller's Mowing pregame show, that the Pioneers really didn't have a bad day yesterday. The score certainly didn't reflect the effort as Ruhlman drives one out to the third baseman, beats him up a little bit. Ruhlman gets there, and he's safe. Ruhlman 1-for-1 on the score sheet thus far, as Ruhlman just beat that one out. That'll bring up Trey Harmon, the freshman from Kentucky, as he will make his tracks to the base paths. Had a day off yesterday. They're going to count that as an error, so not quite 1-for-1, 0-for-1, but he reaches on an error, so not a bad start for Ruhlman, as certainly would have liked to get that as a hit. That one goes by the catcher. Ruhlman trying to take advantage, but catcher caught up to it very, very quickly and got Ruhlman out. So he will retire back to the Pioneers dugout as that pitch went behind Trey Harmon. And now Harmon will be the only one out there now to deal with for the Trailblazers. Harmon was ranked number 4 first baseman in the country and selected as a top 150 impact freshman entering the season. Harmon waits. That one high again, 2-0 with the out already on the boards. So, fifth batter in the lineup. Harmon will be looking to make an impact here. As the throw comes just a little bit low, that's going to be 3-0. So the Pioneers have an out made on that play, trying to get over to second by Ruhlman, but Trey Harmon looks set up for success here. He knows he's going to see something either in the zone or ball number 4, and it's ball 4, as now Harmon heads to first. That brings up number 4, Zach Granger. Granger heads up to the batter's box. He'll be looking to move the runner along. Hopefully something he can do a little better than happened with Ruhlman on first. Harmon getting a lead already. Harmon, not somebody you would expect to steal a base, but we talked about it on the last home broadcast. A lot of players can do so. That one's going to catch the outside for a strike, as Granger will come up yet again. So Harmon with the base on balls. Granger comes to the plate. He waits. Pitcher's set and delivers. That one goes outside. 1-1. 1-1. Another Tioga Downs matchup, as we remind you to head to Tioga Downs for all the best table games, slot, and whatever else you could desire, including concerts this summer. Head to Tioga Downs. Wind up and the pitch. That one is going to get in there for a strike. So Granger will reset. Granger recently committed to University of Akron after finishing his second season at Lackawanna College. As now the pitcher sets again. He winds up and delivers, and Granger gets the bat on the ball, but it goes back into the fence, so a foul ball. Remind you once again to make the right decision. Insist on Karuba collision as Granger steps back into the batter's box. Trey Harmon down at first, where he's normally playing defensively, is now there on that base on balls. Granger awaits the pitch as it comes in. That one's just outside, 2-2 with one out. So the first inning flew by. We'll see what happens here in the second. Already two base runners for the Pioneers, one thrown out as Mason Roman took advantage of an error to get onto first, but couldn't quite stretch it out. As the pitch comes in and a little bit high, that's going to make a full count, 3-2 to Zach Granger. A little bit of work here as the starting pitcher for Adirondack is having a little bit of trouble getting this to go as Steve Miller returns back to the rubber. He sets, winds, and deals, and Granger half swung at that. I think they're going to say it fouled off the bat, so it continues to be a 3-2 count. As once again, Kyle Richardson half wearing catcher's gear as he's waiting to see if he'll come up to bat. Granger still there in the batter's box. 3-2 count, runner on first. Granger definitely wants to move the runner along at the very least. As the pitch, that one is fouled away yet again. And we remind you one more time that when you need auto repair, make sure to trust in Karuba Collision, your one-stop shop for all of your automotive needs. Once again, Granger steps back into the box. Looking in. He waits, the pitcher checking over at the runner on first as Harmon, not much of a lead over there. Now he fakes running and Granger swings and misses. Strike number 3, as that'll be the second out of the inning. So Richardson will remove the catching gear and head for the box as Richardson, the freshman catcher from Zionsville, Indiana, Kyle batted .441 in his high school career with 52 RBIs, 28 doubles, 6 triples, and 4 home runs. Looking to come in here, hoping to find a gap here and bring Trey Harmon around. As that one's low. Ball number 1. 1-0 the count as Harmon retreats back to first base. As looking out is Kyle Richardson. Richardson waits. Pitcher sets and comes in. There's some contact. That one's going to get out to the outfield and driven off the wall. Harmon trying to come around. He gets around third base and is sent home. Granger pulls up at second and stops. Harmon heading for home and gets in. The Pioneers score the first run of the game. So, big hit there by Kyle Richardson getting an RBI as he doubles in his first appearance and drives in a run. That's how we saw it happen in the first inning last night for the other team as the Pilots were able to plate one after a hit by pitch and then move the runner on to second, hit a double, and they stepped out to a 1-0 lead back in the first inning last night. Pioneers looking to continue the success as Davis Zur comes to the plate. Zur waiting. He takes ball number 1. Running back to second base, Kyle Richardson out there. The catcher certainly making an impact quickly there with that long drive out to the wall. Bounced off the wall, got into second base. As now, Zur will wait for the next pitch. 1-0 the count. The windup and the pitch delivered outside, 2-0. So Davis Zur waiting and looking for a chance. The catcher taking off his sunglasses. Apparently they were obstructing his vision a little bit there. As Zur waits, continues to wait on the pitch here. as Miller will wait, setting. Now he deals. Again, that one. No, these are going to say that caught the corner, as that'll be strike number 1. 2 balls, 1 strike. So Miller back into this count here, 2-1. Zur very close to the plate there. He is on top of it, really making that strike zone hard to hit. As another throw goes for ball number 3, so 3 balls, 1 strike. As Davis Zur looking to keep this inning moving along, the Pioneers with a 1-0 lead. As the pitcher Miller waits for the sign, gets it, now he sets, looks down. He will fire it in there, and Zur will take strike number 2. Little doubt on that one. So, once again, standing at second, Kyle Richardson with that RBI double he hit. 3-2 the count. 2 outs in the inning, and Zur looking to drive in yet another run. The pitch comes, and that'll be ball. No, they're punching out Zur on that one. Zur thought it was inside. He was headed for first base, but instead we'll head back to the dugout, and the Pioneers will go back out to the field. When we come back, Adirondack will head back into the batter's box, and it will be their cleanup hitter, Kevin Ferrier, who comes in and will take his cuts at the plate. You're listening to the Elmira Pioneers on Mixlr.com and watching live along with me on YouTube. We'll be right back. So Kevin Ferrier coming up here to bat as the freshman from UConn takes his spot in the lineup. We'll see what he can do. He's from Pawcatuck, Connecticut. 5'10", a $195, as Cronier looks to continue that perfect first inning he just threw. Cronier delivers, and that catches the corner for a strike. Cronier heads back to the mound, and again, very confident as his catcher that's down there now, Kyle Richardson, certainly made an impact there in the top of the second. Cronier delivers, and that'll be good for strike number 2. Cronier certainly feeling confident here, and he's got a fastball that hits into the mid-80s. Certainly a strong pitcher to have out there as he delivers and strikes out another one. That's a good one on Cronier. Comes out and starts the second inning just where he left off in the first. Third baseman comes out and gives credit. As next up will be Will Jennings, the left fielder. Jennings, he's from Iona, he's a freshman out there. Mountainside, New Jersey native, a left-hand batter, 5'10", a $180. As the windup and the pitch, that one's driven towards the third baseman, jumping and making the catch. What a catch there by Brennan Dorigi. Dorigi with a big one, as that one certainly did some damage, as Adirondack certainly had to think that was going to crash in there. As Jennings goes 0 for 1. Andy Haag Haig coming in, third baseman number 2. And he comes in batting from the right-hand side, 5'9", a $160. UConn sophomore from Woodbridge, Connecticut. Tongue-tied here today. As that one is hit out towards right field and drops in. That's going to be a fair ball. That'll be a hit for Adirondack, and certainly moving quickly. Haig will get to second, so he gets a double on the first hit of the game for the Adirondack Trailblazers. That'll bring up Jarrett Hall. Jarrett Hall, number 55, the designated hitter. He's a right-handed batter as well. 6'5", 210 pounds, from Nova Southeastern. He's from Tamarack, Florida. So certainly we'll have to see if he adjusts his strike zone by using a unique batting stance, because 6'5" certainly gives Cronier a lot of room to work with. And he's got a pretty straight stand-up stance. As we'll see what happens here. Cronier sets and delivers, and that's a little bit low. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 outs in the inning. Cronier would love to get out of this inning without any more hits on the board, obviously. Didn't want to give up that one to Andy Haig, but just a perfectly placed pitch to knock it down the right field line and just stayed fair. Thought it might bounce out, but no, it stayed fair as Cronier gets the first strike against Hall. Cronier returns to the mound, looking down at his catcher, waiting for the sign. Gets it, shakes him off. Gets another one, and now he sets, ready to go. Delivers. And again, that one bounces a little bit low. 2 balls, 1 strike. 2 outs up on the board. Again, a bit of a rarity here in this first appearance for Cronier. We haven't seen a lot of pitchers shaking off the catcher in this short Pioneer season so far. Seen it a couple of times here tonight already as Cronier sets and delivers. And this one is popped up and coming back over towards the third baseman. It will fall in fair, and Cronier will eat that one. That's going to be a single, infield single, as nobody could get to it. And that is why you run it out, folks. If you're watching back at home, especially for those kids who may be watching right now, that's why you run out every play. You never know what could happen. That one looked from wherever you were standing as if it was going to go foul, but clearly it dropped right back in. And the wind always does play a factor, that for sure, excuse me. As coming up, Peter Cosentino. Cosentino takes strike number 1, as now with runners at the corner, first and third. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Cronier will be looking to get out of this inning. 2 hits given up, both of them coming in this inning. Cronier delivers just a little bit low. 1-1 the count now. As we eke closer and closer to the end of the second, Cronier just needs to get 1 more out. And he is taking a look over there at first base. Now he delivers, and that will be driven right back towards the second baseman. Davis Zur sliding, and the second baseman gets in the way. That will cause a run to score and the play at first to not happen, as Zur held onto it, trying to avoid making an error. He came in and was looking to make the throw, but Ruhlman was making the same play, trying to go for that ground ball, and they had to eat it. As now, with the third hit, the Adirondack Trailblazers tie the game. The Pioneers will be looking to get out of this inning again. Cronier with a couple of pitches that have gone for hits that he wishes would be outs right now. They say it, and you heard it earlier from the coach here tonight. Defense wins championships, and you got to find a way for the defense to come through with those plays. Just hasn't happened so far here in the second inning. As Cronier looks down, gets the sign, and sets. He waits, delivers, and that will go a little bit low for ball 1. So 1-1 the count, 2 out. Cronier looks, waiting for the sign. He continues to look, and now he sets, ready to deliver. Looks back at second, and the delivery is in. That one's going to fly foul and get into the stands. So, fans, would once again remind you to make the right decision. Insist on Karuba collision. As Cronier goes back to the mound, new ball in hand. He awaits the sign. Gets it, shakes it off. Another one, and now he'll set. Delivering, and hits the batter. So, has not gone the way that the Pioneers would have liked, as the hit by pitch puts Doss on, and Randy Flores will come back to bat. Shortstop number 14, Randy Flores, again 5'9", 150 pounds from Brooklyn. He's a freshman at Franklin Pierce. Bases are now loaded. 3 hits in the inning, a 1-1 tie ball game here in the bottom of the second, and Cronier fighting to get out of it. He delivers. That's going to be low for ball number 1. Pioneers started off the top half of the second, earning a run on the double back in the top half by the catcher Kyle Richardson. Weren't able to do any more damage, and now that one's fouled away, so that'll be strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, as the Pioneers trying to carve their way out of this second inning of play. Cronier sets on the mound. Batter Flores steps back into the box. And now, in just the second inning, the Adirondack Trailblazers have rounded their lineup card, as this one is driven towards first and back out to the outfield. This is going to drive in 1, maybe 2. Yes, for certain 2, as the left fielder bobbled the ball. And now the Pioneers trail 3-1. So Flores goes 1 for 2 and gets 2 RBIs on that hit out to the right fielder. Chris Rotundo will now come up, the center fielder, number 9. He's a Villanova sophomore from Reading, Connecticut. As the Pioneers down 3-1. As I said, that first inning moved very, very quickly. We've seen the exact opposite here in the second. Cronier sets and delivers, and that's good for strike number 1. Cronier will look in, waiting for the sign. Rotundo is there with runners on first and second, 2 outs in the inning. And we've been saying that for quite a little bit here as Cronier delivers. Again, that's going to be outside for ball number 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. As the Pioneers trail 3-1 at this point. We're very early in this one, though. A lot of game to go, and the Pioneers certainly looking for a spark. As the pitch is delivered and popped back up, right back towards where I'm sitting. And we want to remind you again to make the right decision. Insist on Karuba collision. The Pioneers will try to get this final strike. It's been a couple of times now they've almost had it, just haven't been able to get it. As Cronier is certainly looking for some relief here in the bottom of the second. Couple of missed defensive plays. As this one is grounded towards the shortstop. Zur picks it up, fires over to first, and that one's too late, as that's going to be a base hit. And once again, Rotundo improves. He's now 1-2. That'll bring up Daniel Arizari, the second baseman, number 18. As the bases are loaded yet again, and Cronier will continue to have to work a lot of pitches that I'm sure he didn't want to have to make here. Cronier steps back on the mound, waiting for the sign. Gets it and sets. Looking in. The delivery, a little bit high there. 1 ball, no strikes. Bases are loaded, 2 outs. And the Adirondack Trailblazers now have a 3-1 lead. Cronier looking in again. He sets and delivers. And ball 2. 2-0 the count now. Nowhere to put him. Cronier's got to find a way to throw the strike here. As he looks in, gets the sign. Sets. And delivers. Swinging strike number 1. So 2-1 the count. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. As Cronier facing down Daniel Arizari. Arizari setting back up in the box. Cronier looking, shaking off a sign. Now he gets one to his liking. He sets. Delivers. This one is popped back into foul territory again. Goes right up the hill towards some people sitting up in their cars up in the parking lot area. Cronier with a 2-2 count. 2 outs. And the Tioga Downs showdown is on yet again. Cronier setting. Looking in. Firing. And hit back towards Cronier, bounces right by him and into center field. This is going to score at least 2 as the ball is fired into third. Runners now on first and third as 2 more runs cross the plate. That's a 5-run bottom half of the inning. And Cronier couldn't come up with that one as that one was hit right back at him. It was a rocket as the Pioneers trail 5-1 now. Coming up, Kevin Ferrier. 1 for 2 for Arizari, who drives in 2 RBIs as well. The delivery and fouled back again, back towards the parking lot. So the 5-1 lead for Adirondack certainly has been not an easy one for the Pioneers to give up. They have had some defensive miscues. Obviously, would love to have a couple of those back, as this one is grounded towards Zur. Zur picks up, throws to second, getting the out, and that will finally get the Pioneers out of the inning. So the ground ball makes Ferrier 0 for 2, and now the Pioneers will come up with a large hole to fill themselves back out of, as once again the wind continues to blow in here. Steve Miller has sat for a long time after his last pitch, so hopefully the Pioneers can take advantage and jump on top of that. When we come back, you're listening to Mixler.com and watching live on YouTube.com. This is Pioneers Baseball. As Jeff Mejia comes up to bat, the Pioneers will be looking to catch a break here. Got that 1-run lead, and then it was blown up in the bottom half of the second as Adirondack got 5. Mejia lays down a bunt. That one's going to roll foul, and he'll have to come back and do it again. So certainly using Mejia here in a leadoff style, trying to get him on base any way they can, knowing they need to put up a big spot here against Adirondack. Adirondack really showing up a little bit surprising. Team that's gone 0-2 on the season here. The Pioneers looking to keep themselves over 500 playing here tonight. As Mejia waits, that one is outside for a ball. 1-1 the count. As Mejia will wait for the next pitch. Buffington, of course, on deck. Mejia looks, waits, and that one is inside. 2-1 the count. Mejia, a sophomore outfielder from UMass at Lowell. He's from originally North Reading, Massachusetts. 3-sport athlete back in high school, football, track, and baseball. The delivery, and that one is ball number 3. So we've got a 3-1 count. Mejia waiting. Only strike so far coming on that attempted bunt, as this one comes in for a strike. So now we've got a full count, 3-2. Pioneers setting up, waiting for the pitch. Jeff Mejia looking down at the pitcher, winds up and deals. That one comes inside, and ball 4. Mejia was headed for first. The catcher was trying to throw down to third. They both thought they had gotten the pitch they wanted. And it turned out Mejia was right, so a runner on first to start the inning. Quinn Buffington coming up, as he's 0 for 1. The first inning, as I said before, very quick and precise, as the pitcher got right through the order with no problems. There's the first pitch. That's going to be outside. Buffington takes ball number one. So as Miller sets and readies himself on the mound, Buffington stepping back in. He'll be looking to advance the runner out there as Mejia leads off of first. Mejia staring down Miller. As that one's pitched outside again, Mejia will get back to first, and the catcher goes out to have a conversation with Miller, trying to set something up perhaps, as you see Zach Doss having the conversation, and Miller will get set and ready to throw yet again. A lot of open field out there, kind of a unique setup to the ballpark. Not much of a curve out there at the center field wall. You see the ends 330 and 320 respectively. Center field only 365 feet, but a very tall fence. As this one is ticked there by Buffington, will roll back towards the backstop, and he will set himself back up. 2 balls, 1 strike, nobody out. Runner on first for the Pioneers, looking for just their second hit of the ball game. Pioneers have gotten around the batting order, though, in 2 short innings. As Buffington waits for the pitch. That one comes way inside. Ball number 3. 3 balls, 1 strike, nobody out. And excuse me, again, the wind been blowing out here up in the Adirondack Mountains. You can see clearly there in the left field area, the flag blowing straight away at this point was blowing fiercely to the left-hand side earlier. Mejia is off. Swinging strike as Mejia gets down and in. He steals a base. Good one there on Mejia, as the 3-2 count at the plate allows Buffington to have already moved the runner. And now the Pioneers will be looking to continue to move the runner. Buffington steps back in. Looking out at Miller. Miller gets the sign. And now he sets. Ready and looks back, winding up, delivers, and Buffington will take a seat on a swinging strike. 0 for 2 on the night for Quinn Buffington. That brings up Brennan Dorigi. Dorigi, the freshman outfielder from Wooford, 3-year varsity letterman at Cherry Creek High School, 3 Centennial League championships, and reaching the semifinals of the state championship twice as well. Dorigi coming up, batting from the left-hand side of the plate here. Certainly will make for a better matchup against the right-handed pitcher. That one coming inside, ball number 1. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. Still has his man out there on second base as Mejia leads off yet again. A little bit more rare to see the steal from second to third than it is to see the first to second steal. Mejia leads way off the bag. That one is hit out there towards center field. Mejia will go back to second as the ball is caught. Mejia fake tags, and the throw in was quick and on time, almost directly to the third baseman as the shortstop cut it off. But 2 quick outs here. Mejia still out there on second base, as coming up is Cam Redding. Dorigi goes 0 for 2 on the night. Buffington 0 for 2 on the night as Redding comes in looking to change his fortunes. The next batter, Mason Ruhlman, did get on. He reached on an error earlier tonight. Although some of our crowd on YouTube said it was a hard hit, should have been a base hit. Hard play to make. And I am in total agreement, as once again, a first pitch strike. 0 and 1 here is the count. Pioneers trailing 5-1 at the moment. So, we'll see what Cam Redding can do, catcher and freshman from Wilmette, Illinois, who attends St. Louis University. Pitcher sets and delivers, and Redding takes one outside. That'll bring the count to 1-1. 2 outs so far. Redding has played 32 games this season, a batting average of .307 and an on-base percentage of .450. 16 RBIs and a triple to his credit this year. As he will set, waiting for the pitch, and the umpire calls time. Stepping out, and now he'll come back as Redding will step back into the box. Miller gets on the mound looking for his sign, and the wind picks up yet again here in the Adirondack Mountains. Miller sets and delivers, and a big swing there by Redding for strike number 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs as Cam Redding going to be looking to drive in that run from second. Not a lot of luck on that side as of yet. They have but 1 run and 1 hit. Eerily similar to last night, the Pioneers were not able to get the bats going. That was the objective here tonight, as a swing and a miss for strike 3 ends the top half of the third. So the top 3 in the order, 0 for 2 for the Elmira Pioneers, and we'll have to see what the remedy to that's going to be as we continue on through this game. When we come back, we will have left fielder Will Jennings up to bat. You're listening to the Pioneers on Mixlr.com and watching us live here on YouTube. Stay with us. So as Jennings comes back to the plate, we'll see what Cronier can do here. Definitely going to be trying to recover after that negative second inning. So Cronier sets. He will deliver to Jennings as the pitch is grounded towards the second baseman, Ruhlman. Ruhlman picks it up, fires over to first, and a 1-pitch first out. That's what you wanted to see there. As next up will be Andy Haig, third baseman wearing number 2. He had a double in his first appearance. Hearing some horns honking out there. As now Haig comes to bat. Cronier wouldn't mind another 1-pitch out here if he could get it. Delivery on the attempted bunt for a strike, as Haig pulled that one back. A little surprising after the double he pulled off down the line earlier, but you see what you see. As now Haig lines back up again. Cronier looking in. He delivers. Big swinging strike there. 0-2 on Andy Haig. Cronier goes back to the mound. He will look in. Looking for the sign, and he gets it. He sets and delivers, and just outside, ball 1, 1-2. 1 out up on the boards. The Pioneers trailing 5-1 at the moment, hoping to get through this inning quickly. As Cronier sets, delivers, and that one fouled away. This one goes back towards the bathrooms and will get down, as the Pioneers pitcher will have to reset. Cronier steps back on the rubber. Haig coming back into the batter's box. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. As Cronier looks in and delivers. This one fouled away yet again. Hits off the roof and back out towards the parking lot, heading right over towards the Pioneers bus and under it. As once again, Cronier looks in. He will wait. Now he sets, delivers, and another foul ball. This one sticks in the fence. So far, a bunch of foul balls here. As we remind you one more time, to make the right decision, insist on Karuba collision. We'll see what Cronier decides to throw next. As Cronier setting, looking in, and delivers. This one popped back up, right back towards me here. So one more time, we insist that you make the right decision. Insist on Karuba collision. Plenty of foul ball action here thus far, as we'll see. Hopefully, none of them get back as far as me, but you never know. As another pitch is set, delivered, and just missed apparently. Cronier wanted that one, as that'll make it 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. As Cronier lines up again, he sets and delivers, and this one is hit out towards the left fielder, and that will make Haig 2 for 2. He's got a double and a single on the night. Jarrett Hall comes up, also 1 for 1. A lot of the lower part of the roster has done that. As Hall coming up, he hit the pop-up that probably should have been caught. Unfortunately, was not, as the umpire went to retrieve some balls back from the dugout. Certainly in need of them, as the foul balls have been plentiful here this evening. So 5-1 lead for Adirondack, as there's the delivery. Strike number 1. I talked before about Jarrett Hall's massive size. Certainly with his straight up and down batting stance, it offers a large strike zone for Cronier to hit. Cronier delivers again. Big swinging strike. That one's fouled away. So 0-2 the count. Cronier looking to make quick work of Jarrett Hall, the designated hitter. Pioneers, certainly with some work to do when they get back into the batter's box, but first things first, you got to get through the defensive side. Cronier delivers, and that one is popped up in the air, back towards the fence, and that one's going to go. Home run! So the designated hitter, Jarrett Hall, blasts one off, and that will give the Pioneers a 7-1 deficit to make up. So Hall goes 2 for 2, a single and a dinger on the night. As I said, a very tall man down there in Jarrett Hall. As coming up, Peter Cosentino, the first baseman, also 1 for 1. Have not seen a home run till this point in the season, and now the first one coming off an Adirondack bat. The windup and the pitch. That one a bit inside. 1 ball, no strikes. As we'll see how Neftali Severino responds here. The windup and pitch is just a bit low as Cronier goes back to the mound. Cronier gets back on the rubber and will look in towards his catcher. Trailing 7-1 at this point. 8 hits, 7 runs for Adirondack. This one is blasted back and out into the parking lot one more time. Make the right decision, insist on Karuba collision. As once again, the Pioneers are in a hole here early. Not even through 3 full yet, as Cronier will get the strike there. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. 7-1 lead in favor of Adirondack. As Cronier looks in, delivers, and this one is hit towards the second baseman, picked up and thrown over to first, so another out. The second baseman to the first baseman, so a 5-4 put out for the second time this inning. As now Zach Doss, who was hit by a pitch earlier, will step in, looking for his first official at bat. Looking down towards the Pioneers bullpen, no action stirring quite yet. As Cronier back on the mound, looking in for a sign, he sets and delivers. Ball is just a little bit high, 1-0. Cronier looking in again. He waits for the sign. Gets one to his liking and sets and delivers. As that one comes in just a bit high that time, 2-0. As now, once again, Cronje gonna have to set, deliver, and look for a strike as he's low on that one. 3-0. So Neftali Severino Cronje looking to find a way out of this third inning. 2 additional runs tacked on in this one, and 7-1 the lead in favor of Adirondack. Swing. This one's going to go right to Davis Zur. He picks it up, tosses over to first, and that will do it. Cronje gets out of the third. The Pioneers now trail by a whopping 7-1, and the work will go on to the offense's shoulders. As coming up to start up the top of the fourth, Mason Ruhlman. We'll be right back. You're listening to Elmira Pioneers Baseball on Mixler.com. And as we come back in here, Mason Ruhlman going to get set for his second at bat. Reached on an error his first time up. That was back in the top of the second inning. He reached on the error and then would get thrown out trying to get down to second base. So as the wind continues to blow here and the cold air certainly getting to the field here tonight, we'll see what Ruhlman can do. Reached on that error, and we'll see if he can fire things up here for the second time. He sent a drill down to the third baseman who had to eat him up. And according to the official scoring, that was an error. So that was called strike one right away, as the Pioneers looking to find a platform to gain some footing. The hitting has not come easily for them here on the first 2 games of this road trip. We'll see if they can turn it around here as we approach the midway point of game number 2 on the road trip. Road trip will continue tomorrow in Geneva as the Pioneers will take on the Geneva Red Wings for the second time this season. There's a hit by Mason Ruhlman, sends it out to the second baseman, tossed over, and Ruhlman goes 0 for 2 on the evening. Coming up next will be Trey Harmon. He got a base on balls his first appearance. Worked the count as he was able to then, of course, come around on the double by Kyle Richardson. So not a bad first appearance as far as Harmon was concerned. He'll be looking to get on base yet again. The delivery, and Harmon puts bat on ball and drives it out there to left field. He's going to get a single, so he'll go 1 for 1 with a single. Harmon right back onto first base, and now Zach Granger will come up. The Pioneers definitely have the batting ability to get back into this, just need to find a way to translate it, as the hits have been few and far between in the last 2 games now, as this one continues to roll on. 2 hits so far here in the top of the fourth inning. 1 hit in the top of the fourth, 2 hits overall, as that one comes in and Granger watches strike number 1. As Miller gets set one more time out there on the mound, he looks in, waiting for the sign. As he checks over on Harmon, and Harmon gets tagged out there. He's picked off, so that'll make a second out in the inning. And now the pressure on Granger as the Pioneers look to keep the fourth inning alive. Granger waiting for the pitch. 0-1 the count. Fired in, And that one is low for ball number 1. 1-1 the count now, 2 outs. Granger looking out at the pitcher. Miller gets set. He will wind and deal. Granger connects, drives it out to right field, and an easy catch there for the right fielder. So, Pioneers can't do anything here in the top of the 4th. We'll go to the bottom half as Adirondack comes up after this. You're listening to Mixler.com, your home for Pioneers action all season long. And with that, we are back as Neftali Severino Cronier comes back out to the mound, and we'll see what the Pioneers can do here in the bottom of the 4th. Certainly want to make it a quick and easy inning, just like they had back in the 1st. As now coming to bat, gonna be the shortstop, as Cronier will look down. Flores stepping in from the left-hand side of the batter's box. The leadoff hitter here, as Flores sends one right back up towards me, and that one will bounce up and into the woods. So after Zach Doss had gone out there, Flores, he's 1 for 2. He's got 2 RBIs. He awaits the pitch from Cronier. That one swung on and a strike there. 0-2 is the count. Cronier looking in, waiting for the sign. He gets one he likes and sets. Looking in towards home, delivers, and that one is swung up. Popped up there towards right field, and the catch is made. Pioneers get the first out of the inning. So Flores moves to 1 for 3 on the night. Chris Rotundo will head back up to the plate now. Rotundo 1 for 2 on the night as well, as Cronier once again looking to head very quickly through this 4th inning of work. Going to take a lot to get there, though, as he winds up, deals, and that's good for strike number 1. As the Adirondack Trailblazers have certainly found something that, I don't know if he's tipping his pitches or there's the pitch again. That one low for ball 1. Cronier, 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Another Tioga Downs matchup here as Cronier battles one more time with Chris Rotundo, the center fielder. As another pitch coming in. Fired, and that one bounced. So ball number 2. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. As Cronier stares in. He looks down, waits, winds up, and delivers, and that's good for strike number 2. So as the wind continues to blow up here in the Adirondack Mountains, we've got a 2 ball, 2 strike count, 1 out. Cronier looking to deliver again. He fires, and this is grounded down the third base line. That one's going to go foul, and that will reset the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Neftali Severino Cronier coming in. This is his first start of the season. Certainly hasn't gone the way he had hoped, as he will look in for the sign. He gets the sign, sets, and delivers. And that is fouled away again, reminding you one more time, make the right decision, insist on Karuba collision. As now Cronier sets again. He will look in for the sign. Gets one he likes. Comes set. Winds up and delivers. And a swinging strike 3. So he gets the second out of the inning. As the throw down to third. Ate up the third baseman a little bit there. But we've got a 1-for-3 night for the top 2 batters in the Adirondack order. Daniel Arizari, 0-for-2. Or excuse me, 1-for-2. 2 RBIs on his second at bat of the night. Arizari waits, gets the first pitch. That one bounces, so a ball so far in the at bat. As Cronier heads back to the rubber. Cronier looking in. He will set and deliver. And this one is grounded down the first base line, foul. So a ball and a strike. Cronier looking to get out of the 4th inning here. He waits for the pitch. Cronier winding up and delivering. And there's a swing and a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out, as Cronier looks to finish off the bottom of the 4th inning. 1-for-2, Daniel Arizari, and he's looking to get contact on the ball yet again. The windup and the pitch. That one comes inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Another Tioga Downs matchup. As Arizari stares out, Cronier waiting for the sign. Gets it and sets. Looks in, firing, swinging strike 3. And Arizari goes down on strikes. 1-for-3 on the night. As the Pioneers come back in. And that means we will take another break. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on Mixlr.com and watching us live on YouTube. And we are back here. Next batter to come to the plate should be Kyle Richardson. He has just his second at bat here tonight. 1-for-1 with a double. So far, so good, but that double was good enough to drive in the only run the Pioneers have had tonight. Need to find a way to start responding here in the top of the 5th. As Richardson stepping in, he waits. The pitch coming, and that one's in there for a strike. 0-1 the count. So Richardson steps back into the box, looking right out at the pitcher's mound. Miller gets the sign, sets, and delivers. That one is fouled away as Richardson will face an 0-2 count. A lot of ground to make up here. As Miller comes back to the mound, steps on the rubber, and looks in towards the batter's box. Pioneers will be back home at Dunn Field Wednesday night against the Saugerties Stallions. You won't want to miss a minute of Pioneers action as that one's hit towards the shortstop, thrown over to the first baseman, and Richardson goes out on the ground ball to the shortstop. 1-for-2 on the night, and that will bring up Davis Zer. So Zur will step in. He's 0 for 1 on the night. The freshman infielder at Siena from Kent, Washington, comes to the plate. He played shortstop in high school and participated in the Connie Mack World Series back in New Mexico. Waits, that one delivered. Strike number 1 as the Pioneers really in a hole, 6 runs down. Only 4 innings really after this one to make things up. It's the top of the 5th right now as another pitch is delivered. That one high. Zur watching 2 pitches go by here early. 1 ball, 1 strike. He's got 1 out as well. That gives us a Tioga Down showdown as pitcher Miller sets, delivers, and Zur puts the bat on the ball, grounds it to his counterpart at the shortstop position, and Zur will... No, he was out. I thought he had beaten out the throw, but he didn't quite make it. So Zur goes 0 for 2 on the night. And that'll bring up Jeff Mejia. Mejia coming up. He's got a base on balls to his credit, so no official at bat as of this point in the ball game. Mejia comes back out. He stares down Miller out there on the mound. As Miller looks in, he winds and deals, and Mejia puts bat on ball. This one going out towards left center, and an easy catch there for the center fielder. And Mejia will take his helmet off and head back out to the field as he goes 0 for 1 so far on the night. That will do it for 4.5 innings. Top of the 5th is over. The Adirondack Trailblazers lead 7-1. We'll be right back. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on Mixlr.com. So with that, Cronier comes back out to the mound, and the Pioneers, again, will have to get quickly through the inning and hope to turn things around back in the top half of the 6th. Coming to the plate now, as we look down, should be Kevin Ferrier. Ferrier stepping out there. He looks out as Cronier looks in, waiting for the sign. Cronier looking in. He will get the sign. He sets and will deliver. That one bounces in the dirt, so ball number 1. As once again, the Pioneers trailing in a big hole here. The delivery, and that one also inside, 2-0. So again, not the way the Pioneers hope to start this road trip, as they went 0-1 yesterday, and now with a 7-1 lead, they have a lot of ground to make up here in game number 2. Pitch is in there for a strike, 2-1, as Cronier gets one across. He will set again as he looks in. Ferrier waiting. He swings on that one, and strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. As Ferrier will look to put something in play. He's 0 for 2 on the night. So Cronier delivers, and another swinging strike. So down goes Ferrier. He moves to 0-3 on the evening, and that'll bring up Will Jennings. Jennings 0 for 2 on the night as well. The Iona College player, Will Jennings, will make his way to the box, a left-handed batter. A little bit of a tougher matchup for Cronier as he has to pitch in to the man who faces him the same exact way. As now that's a strike on the first pitch. Always a tougher matchup when you see the right-handed pitcher pitching to a left-handed batter. A little bit harder to disguise the pitches as Cronier delivers. That one bounces up to the plate, so that'll be 1 ball, 1 strike. And your Pioneers continue to trail 7-1 here in Adirondack. And again, do apologize for the blustery sound into the microphone here tonight. It is a little bit windy as Cronier delivers, and that one's going to be outside. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. As Cronier looks in, waiting for the sign. The pitch there goes outside one more time. 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Cronier looking to get himself through the bottom of the 5th inning here. Had a real lot of trouble back in the second. Gave up 5 runs in the second, 2 runs in the third. Otherwise, hasn't done too poorly. Has a couple of zeros up on the board. Looking to put another one up there, obviously, in the 5th here. But that second inning really ran into quite a bit of trouble. Of course, back in the 3rd inning as well, a couple of batters down the line will be number 55, Jarrett Hall. He has a home run here tonight, the first home run we've seen this season, as Cronier delivers. And this one is fouled away just over the Pioneers dugout. So we want to remind you once again to make the right decision. Insist on Karuba collision. Cronier will look in, get the sign and set. And he pitches ball number 4. So he will walk Jennings as Jennings goes in with a base on balls to bring up Andy Haig. Haig, 2 for 2 on the night. He's got a double and a single to his credit already. So Haig steps into the batter's box, looks down and gets a sign from the coach. Cronier paying strict attention to that runner over there on first, as he will set and deliver. This one's fouled away back up towards the bus area, as the Pioneers starting to see somebody down there in the bullpen. I believe that might be Charles Lefebvre, as Cronier sets, delivers, and ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Another Tioga Downs matchup, Tioga Downs showdown, as we want to remind you to make sure you head down Route 88 and visit Tioga Downs. Another pitch up and in, 2 balls, 1 strike. Pioneers trailing 7-1 at the moment, and the Pioneers have a lot of work to do to get back in this one. Certainly don't want to allow another run here. Base on balls to Jennings, who's standing there at first base, and the pitch is down. Jennings trying to run, and he's going to make it uncontested, as that ball was in the dirt for ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike here to Andy Haig, the third baseman. So, runner on second now. Got there after the base on balls. That is left fielder Will Jennings. Haig looking down towards Cronier. Cronier setting. He checks the runner at second and delivers. And this one is popped back up and just over the broadcast booth next to me over here. And that one rolls back out towards the bus. So, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Cronier looking to get Haig out for the first time here tonight, as he comes set. Looks back at the runner, winds and deals, and that one is fouled away. Once again, reminding you to make the right decision. Insist on Karuba collision. Cronier comes back to the mound. He looks down and waits for the sign. He will get the sign, set, and deal. And this one is popped up towards the center fielder. Buffington should have no trouble getting there. And no, he drops it as he picks up the ball, and they will push pause here. Buffington had that one eat him up, and the error there should be reached on an error. So that should be a 2 for 3 day, as it will be for Andy Haig. And that'll bring up Jarrett Hall. He's 2 for 2 on the day as well. He's gotten a home run here tonight. 7 runs so far for the Adirondack Trailblazers. Only one for the Pioneers. 8 hits for the Trailblazers, so they haven't had a bunch of extra hits. They just have utilized the ones they've had, as this one is fouled away. I want to remind you once again to make the right decision, insist on Karuba collision. As we talked about earlier, Hall with a huge strike zone as he towers over the plate, 6'4". As he comes back into the batter's box, Cronier looking in, gets the sign and sets. Cronier winds and delivers, and this one is popped up towards the right fielder. He moves on it, gets a hold of the ball, tagging from second. And with the quick throw out there from right field, that was special because it kept the runner back at second base. So Jennings will again have to freeze. Jarrett Hall goes 2 for 3 on the night as he's got a home run and a single. Peter Cosentino will come up. He's 1 for 2 on the evening. Cosentino will step in as Cronier looks down. He sets and fires in. That will go for a strike. 0-1 the count. Cronier really wants to get out of this bottom of the 5th inning. As I look down towards the bullpen, I am quite sure of what I'm seeing down there. I believe that's Charles Lefebvre. As Cronier delivers again, that one bounces away from the catcher, and that is going to advance the runners. So the runners make it to second and third, as the catcher will head out to have a discussion with Cronier. Cronier and the catcher both discussing what they want to do here. As Cosentino up there 1 for 2. Zach Doss 0 for 1 with a hit by pitch on deck. And we'll see exactly what the Pioneers choose to do here. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs in the inning. Cronier sets on the mound, looks over at third base, and now will come home. That one was a bit low. 2 balls, 1 strike. Can dance around a little bit here as Cronier looks in. He will set and deliver as that one's low again. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Cronier heads back towards the mound. He will step on the rubber. Coming back into the box is Peter Cosentino, the first baseman. Cronier looking over, waits, delivers. That one's hit towards the shortstop. Zur was way too far towards second. He's not going to get there. Drives in 1, and here comes the second, and that will put Adirondack up 9-1. So Cronier will head back to the mound, clearly frustrated, as heading out to speak to his hurler is Andrew Drum. I believe he's going to not waste any time here, as he's going to bring in Charles Lefebvre. As I look down, I'm quite sure I'm right, but just want to verify one more time, as it is Charles Lefebvre. Lefebvre, a 6'3", 175-pound right-hander from Laval, Quebec. Charles has been listed as a preseason All-American and an All-Tournament team member in 2017. We'll take a quick break and be right back as Lefebvre enters the game and gets his warm-ups. You're listening to Mixlr.com and watching live on YouTube. So as you see Lefebvre taking his last couple warm-up throws here, Zach Doss will be the next batter, the first one to greet Lefebvre. Excuse me. As the hurler is still getting loose out there. Sorry about that, folks. As give me just one more second. We'll be right back with you here on Mixlr.com. So as Zach Doss comes into the game, Charles Lefebvre will face him. Lefebvre delivers. That one a bit low, so 1 ball, no strikes, as Lefebvre enters the game here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 2 outs up on the board. Lefebvre looking to just get the Pioneers out of this 5th inning. 9 runs on the board thus far. And Lefebvre just outside again. So Lefebvre looking down in and awaits the sign. Gets it. Sets. And delivers. That one way outside yet again. So it's not so good so far for the Pioneers hurler, who comes in with the Pioneers down 9-1 already. Runner on first. Doss has now worked a 3-0 count with 2 outs. And Lefebvre is inside again. Actually, I believe that hit him, said the umpire. So his second hit by pitch of the game for Zach Doss. And that'll bring up Randy Flores. Cosentino got on. And now, with Doss adding on to that, runners at first and second. Flores 1 for 3, but he's got 2 RBIs in the game already. So, the windup, and that one's inside. As once again, we'll see what the hurler Lefebvre can do. As Lefebvre sets one more time, Flores still in there. As he waits for the pitch. And again outside, 2-0. As the Pioneers continue to struggle here in the bottom of the 5th inning. So coming back in, Lefebvre looking, trying to find that strike zone. He has not thrown a strike to this point. And we'll see what he can do here. Lefebvre delivers. And ball 3. 7 consecutive balls for Charles Lefebvre. He'll have a conference with his catcher now. As Lefebvre and his catcher coming out and talking with him. We're going to see the Pioneers have got to find a way to find some effectiveness out of their pitching. Right now, they haven't had any of it. As Richardson throwing down the signs he thinks will work, but it just has not been working out to this point. As we may have just lost signal for a brief moment there. As there's the first strike for Charles Lefebvre. 3 balls, 1 strike, as Lefebvre looks to continue on here. Just has not found that perfect touch as of yet. He came in with 2 outs already gone. So this pop-up here out to center should do it. And that will be the catch as Flores goes down. He's now 1 for 4. But another 2 runs added in the bottom of the 5th as the Pioneers will come up trailing 9-1. You're listening to Elmira Pioneers Baseball on Mixlr.com. And with that, we are back here live on Mixlr.com and YouTube.com. We want to thank everybody who's tuning in on both of those. We do appreciate it. Pioneers trailing 9-1. They certainly have got to find a way to get the offense going. Only 12 offensive outs remaining. As coming up to bat, going to be Quinn Buffington, who will get things going here. Buffington stepping to the plate. Freshman outfielder from Camp Hill, Pennsylvania, a multi-sport athlete. He comes up looking for his first hit of the ball game, and that one comes a bit inside. So Miller still on the mound out there, and we'll see how long he's out there. Don't see anybody down in the bullpen warming up, as the windup and delivery is in for a strike on the outside corner. Buffington comes back in. As I said, 0 for 2 on the night. Has not found much success on the road. Was a little bit hotter back at home at Dunn Field, where you can be on Wednesday night as the Socrates Stallions come into town. Buffington getting back into the batter's box. He looks out. Waits for the delivery. As it comes in, and just outside, 3 balls, 1 strike, nobody out. So Buffington looking to get on base here. He would certainly take a walk. As once again, Miller will wait, wind up, deliver, and again that's outside. Buffington will go down to first base, gets a base on balls. That'll bring up Brennan Dorigi, as the freshman from Wooford comes out. Is named first team academic all-star 3 times and received underclass perfect game honorable mention, as well as Under Armour preseason All-America recognition, along with winning the 2018 18 and under perfect game World Series. Miller winding up and dealing, and Dorigi just a little bit ahead of that one. 1 strike. Buffington down there on first base. First time on base tonight, as we started to see some action down there in the bullpen. Throw over, and Buffington is back in time. So Miller, still on the mound into the top of the 6th inning, has only allowed 2 hits thus far here tonight. Miller sets. He winds up and deals. That one is fouled away and back up and into the parking lot area. So we remind you once again to make the right decision. Insist on Karuba collision, as the Pioneers trailing 9-1 against the Adirondack Trailblazers. Home run in the game for the Trailblazers here tonight, as this one is grounded up the middle, diving stop by the shortstop, thrown over, and a double play. As that was impressive, as the Trailblazers were able to get it done. Diving stop there by the shortstop, tossed over the second baseman and over to first for the double play. Not the start you were looking for the Elmira Pioneers after getting a base runner on. However, that will bring up Cam Redding, who now looking to break this streak for the top 3 of going over. Buffington got on with the base on balls, so remains 0 for 2. Dorigi with that double play goes to 0 for 3. And now Redding looking to break that cycle. The hits have not come as plentifully as they did back at Dunn Field over the course of the weekend, as the Pioneers struggling to put any hits on the board, just 2 on the night. The windup and the pitch from Miller comes way inside, almost hitting Redding, but doesn't quite get him, as Redding will step back in. He waits the pitch. Miller looking in for the sign. Now he sets and into his windup, and that one is in for a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. 9-1 lead for Adirondack. Adirondack 9 runs on 9 hits, including the home run back in the 3rd inning. The delivery, and that is low, and that will be 3 balls, 1 strike. So 2 outs in the inning. Pioneers looking for any kind of offense, as we're here in the top of the 6th. So the Trailblazers pitcher comes set, winds up, delivers, and connection down the left field line goes just a bit foul there as Redding still up at the dish. 3 balls, 2 strikes, full count, 2 out. And we'll see what Redding can do here, trying to get on base for Mason Ruhlman, who stands in the on-deck circle. Redding swings, puts one out towards right field. That one going down and back, hits off the wall. Redding will loop around first, head towards second, and he gets in standing as he gets all the way out there on a double. 1 for 3 on the night goes Cam Redding. So that'll bring up Mason Ruhlman. He's 0 for 2. He reached on an error back in the second inning of play before getting picked off as a ball got away from the catcher. The manager heading out to the mound now. We'll see if this spells the end of the game for the pitcher Miller. So a little bit of conversation here. Just saw the bullpen come to life for Adirondack just a minute or two ago, so would be surprised if they pull Miller right away. Maybe just telling him if he gives up anything more that they'll be looking towards that. They have a 9-1 lead. Miller only given up 3 hits on the night so far here in the top of the 6th inning. As Mason Ruhlman comes back up, the University of Crookston batter, infield player, been playing second baseman pretty routinely for the Pioneers so far. He awaits the pitch. Miller winds and deals, and Ruhlman will foul that one away. So strike number 1. Redding out there on second base. You know, he'd love to come around and score. Ruhlman hit 2 triples and 4 home runs for the Soaring Eagles this year. Last year batted .306 with the Pioneers. Wind up and the pitch, and that one gets away from the catcher momentarily. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. As Miller will go back towards the mound, seeing a hurler down there to my right-hand side, as somebody warming up down in that Adirondack bullpen. Bullpen's right off the side of the action, so you're seeing a player positioned out there to protect the pitcher, as that one comes inside for a strike. Ruhlman, 1-2, 2 outs. Top of the 6th inning. 9-1 lead in favor of Adirondack. As now, Miller will get set, trying to get himself through the top half of the 6th, and the swing and a miss from Ruhlman, and that will do it for the top half of the 6th inning. Pioneers trailing 9-1 as Ruhlman goes down 0 for 3 on the night. That means Harmon will come up in the top half of the 7th. Manager Andrew Drum heading out, so we're going to see some substitutions to the outfield. We should have more on those when we come back. You're listening to the Elmira Pioneers on Mixlr.com. We'll be right back. And with that, we are back as Lefebvre coming in. He delivers, and that one's just a bit outside. The one noticeable change, Ben Terwilliger has taken over on third base, As I tried to scan the outfield as best I could, there was a lot of conversation, so I am sure more changes were made. We'll have to get those as they come up. That one gets away from the catcher, and we have a 2-0 count at the moment as Lefebvre coming back out to the mound. We'll see what he can do here in the bottom of the sixth. Delivery, and again a little bit low. So, excuse me, the scoreboard has it up at 2-0. As we will see, maybe the other pitch was just a throw in. That's ball four. No, that is ball four. I was right. Got to trust my own judgment there, I guess, as we're now here. Ball four, runner on first. As now we look down. Second baseman Daniel Arizari comes up as Rotundo was the one who just had the base on balls. Arizari, he's 1 for 3 on the night, has 2 RBIs. Love to see him ground into a double play here as he pops one towards the left-hand side. This one going way out of play. So once again, we'd like to remind you that you need to make the right decision. Insist on Karuba collision. The Pioneers trailing 9-1 on this blustery day up here in the Adirondack Mountains. Another pitch in there. That one for a strike. 2-strike count on Daniel Arizari. So Arizari down to what could be his final strike. Certainly would like to get through the top or the bottom half of this sixth inning. Oh, as that one will get behind Arizari, and that will move the runner, Chris Rotundo, up to second. So Lefebvre goes back up to the mound as seeing someone coming around here. I'm not sure what's happening here. I believe that's Cronier heading around. As we look down, Lefebvre getting ready to pitch again. 1 ball, 2 strikes. As this one is grounded towards the first baseman. Tagged the base, and the runner, Rotundi, moves up 90 feet to third. But Arizari will go 1 for 4. Ferrier comes up now. The right fielder. He's 0 for 3 on the day. Lefebvre would certainly like to continue that trend, as I believe Cronier may be getting some medical attention here. I'm not sure what that has to do with, but we will see. And hopefully have more to report for you soon here. As a swing and a miss on strike number 1. Lefebvre seems to have found the strike zone after coming in and having a little bit of trouble here right off the get-go. As now, Cronier will set again. He delivers, and that one just wide. You see Rotundo certainly coming quite far down the line on every pitch, certainly trying to get in the mind of Lefebvre out on the mound. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. As there's the pitch again, that one a little bit high. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. 9-1 the score in favor of the home team, the Adirondack Trailblazers, as the Pioneers got behind early in this one and have not been able to remedy that. The foul ball makes it 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. As Lefebvre gets himself set back on the mound. Still seeing that action down there in that Adirondack bullpen. Lefebvre looking in. He will get the sign and set and delivers, as that one's way outside, gets away from the catcher momentarily, but he keeps it in front of him. A strong block there, as you couldn't ask for much more on that. So, the Pioneers, full count here, 3-2, as Lefebvre returns back to the mound. 9 offensive outs left, and they have a lot of runs to make up. That one comes in, and I think that hit him. So, a hit by pitch as Ferrier will head down. It was ball 4 anyway, but Lefebvre will go back to the mound, having hit Ferrier, and Jennings will come back out. He's 0 for 2, a base on balls, as heading out now is Coach Drum to have a discussion with his hurler. Certainly want to calm down Lefebvre, as you hope he can eat up a few innings here, The Pioneers have been pretty religious about 2 pitchers per night in the early stretch here. Of course, as you heard in the pregame show, we did talk about the lack of depth in the bullpen as we don't have all the pitching staff here quite yet. A few more pitchers have made their way to camp, as well as some other positional players, as the Pioneer season has gotten underway. As the full lineup has yet to suit up in one game, but you hope that'll come soon. And of course, the depth of the roster certainly plays an impact on how games are played out. As now here's Lefebvre back up at the mound as he takes on Will Jennings. Jennings 0 for 2 with that base on balls. Pitch delivered. This one is grounded down the first base line and goes just foul as Harmon will pick that one up. Sends it back over to Lefebvre as the wind continues to blow here. So Lefebvre heading back to the mound as he will set back. He delivers, and this one is high and outside, as that will bring us back to a Tioga Downs showdown. Reminding you to stop by Tioga Downs this summer. Just a quick jaunt down 88. Stop off at Tioga Downs and see all the great things they have to offer this summer. Delivery. That one's on the corner for a strike. Lefebvre gets back into this one. 1 ball, 2 strike count. As he sets again, looks in and delivers. And that one's outside for a ball. So there you see Cronje walking across the front of your screen, apparently with some ice on his arm. Hopefully he's okay. As I'm sure threw quite a few pitches there in those first 5 innings and must have needed a break for sure. That's a lot of work to put in, as now the count sits 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. As once again, Lefebvre looking down. He will set and deliver, and that one's inside. Lefebvre now walks the bases loaded as Andy Haig, who's 2 for 3 on the day, a double, a single, has made an impact to say the least. As we'll see what happens here. So, Haig stepping back in. Looking in is Charles Lefebvre. Lefebvre lines, delivers, and just outside again. 1 out in the inning. I'm apparently incorrect. That one way outside. They've got it marked as a strike up on the board. I was quite sure that was a ball. As this one delivered again, that will be a strike. So now they've got 2 strikes up on the board. Waiting to see if the umpire corrects that or if I missed his first signal. Didn't believe I did. As the pitch, and that one's way inside, gets away from the catcher. Catcher trying to throw home. Lefebvre didn't cover quick enough, and that will drive in a run to make it 10-1 in favor of Adirondack. So Lefebvre heads back out to the mound. Again, not quite the start you were hoping for the Pioneers after those 2 very successful games at home. Lefebvre sets back on the mound. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The delivery. And that one's outside. So, according to the count, we've got 2 balls, 2 strikes. The umpire just gave a signal. I think he gave the signal of 3-1, but let's see. As this one is ripped for a strike. As now the count gets reset. So, the umpire correcting the count as Lefebvre will set. He delivers, and that one is fouled away. So, the foul ball keeps everything alive. Right now, the scoreboard reads 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. I'm fairly certain it's 3 balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out, but we'll wait to see what happens here as Lefebvre gets set. Runners on second and third. Here's the pitch. Connection. Hit out towards the second baseman. This is going to plate another run, and the play is a 5-4 putout, as Haig will go 2 for 4 on the night, but he does get the RBI, moves the runner to third. We've got an 11-1 ball game with the designated hitter Jarrett Hall coming up. Hall 2 for 3 with a home run on the night. He put it out there a long way. And we'll see what he does here as Charles Lefebvre comes up one more time, giving up 2 runs in this inning as Hall takes one inside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 out. Lefebvre trying to work his way back through this 6th inning, giving up 2 runs already. As another pitch, that time in there for a strike on the far corner. As Lefebvre gets back on the mound, waits for the sign. He's got it, winds, delivers, and outside, ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. So another opportunity coming here. Lefebvre, 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, delivers, fouled away, 1 ball, 2 strikes. So Lefebvre will get a fresh ball, an opportunity here to get himself out of this inning with a runner on third. As we'll see, Lefebvre waiting, steps into his windup and delivers. And swinging strike 3, gets himself out of the 6th, and that will put us in towards the 7th inning of play. Pioneers trail 11-1, have only had 3 hits, and they'll be looking to add to that here in just a moment. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on Mixlr.com. All right, and we are back here live, and same visit, so some changes clearly happening. Number 15 will come into pitch, Thomas Swafford from Creighton. He's a sophomore down there, Franklin, Tennessee native, 5'11", 205. As now, once again, we'll see what the Pioneers can do. Brand new pitcher in the game, Trey Harmon, will be the first one to greet him. And the Pioneers are looking to get some bats on balls here. As, of course, Lefebvre, very happy to get out of that 6th inning. The Pioneers have given up multiple runs in the 2nd, 3rd, 5th, and 6th innings, giving up no runs in the 1st, giving up no runs in the 4th. But aside from that, multiple runs in every inning in the game. So, the top of the 7th will start with Trey Harmon coming to bat. Pioneers trying to figure out a way to work themselves back into this one, trailing by a whopping 10 runs at this point. The night chilling air is just adding to that cutting wind that we've had for all of the broadcast here today. I want to thank everybody once again for tuning in here on Mixlr.com and live on YouTube.com as Trey Harmon hits the first pitch, thrown over there by the shortstop and grabbed as we see the out called there. Once again, 6-4. So, Trey Harmon has moved to 1 for 2 with the base on ball. Zach Granger coming up now. He's 0 for 2 on the day. We'll be looking to improve on that number as he comes into the batter's box, winds up and swings at the first pitch for strike 1. Pioneers have not had a ton of success here Going on the road, they had two amazing games at home on the first two nights of the season, but so far on the road has not been a good place for the Elmira Pioneers this season. That being said, make sure you come on out on Wednesday. We've got a career fair at Dunn Field. Should be a great time. And if you bring your resume, you'll get 2 free tickets to that Wednesday night's game. As a ground ball to second is fielded and eats up the second baseman, Granger will reach. We'll see. They do rule that a hit, so Granger gets the hit as he moves to 1 for 3 on the night. And Kyle Richardson will come up to the plate. As the catcher steps in, he's 1 for 2 on the night, had a double on a beautiful drive out there in between right and center, as that was the catalyst for the first run of the night for the Elmira Pioneers. So far, the only run of the night. We'll see what he can do here. As Kyle Richardson coming back out. The set and pitch is just outside, and that one got away from the catcher there momentarily. So, 1-1. It's a Tioga Downs showdown here in the top of the 7th. Pioneers trailing by a 10 spot. As once again, pitcher stepping off the mound there. Not sure what the problem was, but he seemed to slip a little bit and decided to step off. Swafford sets, deals, and that one is ticked into the catcher's glove. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. As now the Pioneers looking to get something going here. So now they fixed the scoreboard. It had read 2 balls, 1 strike, although the actual count 1 ball, 2 strikes. As that one is delivered, that's high. Now they get the second ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out on the board. As the Pioneers getting set. They're trying to come up with a big inning here at some point. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And that will bring up a new entry into the game as Ben Terwilliger makes his first appearance. So Terwilliger enters the game. He's now playing third base. And the umpire having a discussion as Terwilliger came into the game as he replaced Davis Zur. So we've got the note now. So Ben Terwilliger gets the introduction here from the in-house PA. 2 outs on the board, runner on first. Terwilliger awaits the pitch. There it is, hit and sent foul back up towards the parking lot up there. Seeing everybody running for the ball, as we remind you to make the right decision, insist on Karuba collision. Terwilliger waits the next pitch. Thrown in there, and that is ball number 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Pioneers trailing 11-1. They have just 7 offensive outs remaining. As the windup and the pitch, that one's going to be in there for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Runner on first, still looking for an opportunity to move. Hasn't had one as of yet, as Granger is 1 for 3 now on the night. Richardson was unable to move it along. That ball bounces, and that will get Granger to second base. And almost to third. Granger took a big, wide loop around second base. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. As once again, you see Terwilliger up at the plate. So, Terwilliger staring down the pitcher. He awaits the pitch. Pitcher comes set, staring down, and delivers. And that one is low and outside. So, a full count coming here. Terwilliger's first at bat of the game. Swafford, the sophomore from Creighton, has not been, well, you couldn't say he's had a rough outing. He's had a very solid outing since coming into the game, but having some trouble here getting this final out as this one bounces past the first baseman. This should score a run for the Pioneers. And coming into the game, Ben Terwilliger will drive in a run as he singles there. So Granger comes in, Terwilliger drives in a run, and Jeff Mejia will head to the plate as the Pioneers close the gap now to just 9. I'm aware just sounds probably a little weird at that, but it is now under 10 runs as the Pioneers add a run here in the top of the 7th. Error on the first baseman, so Terwilliger won't get a hit. He'll be 0 for 1 reaching on the error as Mejia awaits the pitch. That one a little wide for ball number 1. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 outs in the top of the 7th. As once again, Mejia awaits the pitch. It's in. Hit towards second base, and second baseman waiting. First baseman gets back and will touch up and put out Mejia. That will do it for the top half of the 7th as the Pioneers will go back to the field. They trail 11-2. We'll be right back. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on Mixlr.com. My apologies, folks, as the 4th ball goes in, and we are back here live. Thought we had a little longer there for the 7th inning stretch. As once again, the Pios lead off the inning with a walk. Lefebvre still out there. Another opportunity here as the Pios look to rebound and keep closing that gap. 9 runs right now, 11-2. Lefebvre goes back to the mound. He will set. Doss 0 for 1 on the night after the Cosentino walk. He waits. Lefebvre delivers and outside. 2 balls, no strike. 6 straight balls to begin the bottom of the 7th here, folks. 11-2 deficit for the Pioneers. The pitch outside again. 7 straight balls to begin the inning. So once again, we will see Lefebvre as he looks for the strike zone here. He's not found a ton of success here as he throws the 8th straight ball to put runners on first and second. So Randy Flores will come up yet again, the shortstop. 1 for 4, 2 RBIs on the night to this point. Pioneers trailing 11-2. No outs yet here in the bottom of the 7th as Flores comes to the plate. Lefebvre winds, delivers, and this one is popped up way out deep in center and over the head of the center fielder. This one's going to roll and bring in another run here for the Adirondack Trailblazers as the Pioneers go back down by a 10 spot, 12-2 in favor of Adirondack here in the bottom of the 7th. Coming up now, Chris Rotundo, as Flores goes 2 for 5, driving in his 3rd RBI on the night, and it's been pretty robust for just about everybody on the Adirondack Trailblazers. Runners on first and second, still nobody out as Lefebvre throws again wide. As I look down towards the bullpen, someone is getting warm down there, it appears, as we might see a replacement pitcher here with the wide deficit that we have. As I've said, the Pioneers have been pretty religiously attending to this 2-pitcher per night process, as they've done so through 3 straight games. The first 2 really went their way. The last 2, not so much. Both runners leading off, and a throw down from the catcher catches the runner on the backside. So Flores will be out. The Pioneers get an out. There's a ball and a strike up on the board. The home umpire and the umpire back at second base having a discussion, as I'm not sure what this is going to be about. Actually, hold on. Are they sending both runners back? I'm not sure what this ruling is, but so the out will be taken off the board. The batter will be out, and both runners stay on. So the out is back on the board, and Rotundo goes back, going 1 for 4, as Arizari comes up. He's 1 for 4 on the night, batted in 2. As another pitch is grounded towards the first base side. Unable to come up with it was Harmon, and this will load the bases. 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th, already driven a run in. Lefebvre still out there. As we look down towards that Pioneers bullpen, a lot of tossing going on down there. Seeing a couple of pitchers looking at it. So we've got a pinch hitter here as number 8, Anthony Elcock, from what I just heard. Elcock, a freshman at NJIT from Havertown, Pennsylvania. Left-handed batter, 5'8", $170. He will come in as Lefebvre will look to get out of the bottom of the 7th here. A throw down and rolling on the catcher as it goes back out to Lefebvre on the mound. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. 12-2 the score, and this is why they play the games, folks. Records don't mean anything this early in the season. As another throw comes a little bit outside there, 2-0. You look down towards the Pioneers bullpen, seeing a lot of tossing, a couple different players tossing back and forth. We'll see who may come in and enter this game, but certainly Coach Drum is thinking about it. Ball 3, 3-0 with 1 out, and the next ball would put a runner in and increase the lead to 11. LaFave getting set again. This is Elcock, his first at bat of the game. 11 hits for 12 runs right now. There's ball 4. That will drive in a run. And the Pioneers go down 13-2. 1 out so far in the bottom of the 7th. Pioneers have just 6 offensive outs remaining, and they need to make up an 11-run deficit right now. As LaFave steps back on the rubber. LaFave looking in. He's got Jennings at the plate. The pitch. Jennings grounds one towards the first baseman. He throws to second. Will get the out there. A run will be driven in, and the 14-2 score now stands on 11 hits. So LaFave trying to work his way out of the bottom of the 7th here. He's given up 5 runs in the last 2 innings. 3 here in the bottom of the 7th, 2 in the bottom of the 6th. As LaFave tosses over to first, and now will step on the bag. So there's the out as the runner who was safe at first ran back towards the dugout. And so just a mistaken play there. LaFave gets out of the inning just throwing the ball over to first. So double play will end the inning on perhaps the weirdest double play you'll ever see. Just a mistaken play there by the base runner at first who thought he was out. So that will send the Pioneers back to the plate. 14-2 deficit right now. And so there it is. We go to the top of the 8th. We'll be right back. You're listening to the Elmira Pioneers on Mixlr.com. All right, so 7 in the books as the Pioneers trail 14-2. Just has not been the Pioneers' night as of this point. Quinn Buffington will lead things off here in the top of the 8th inning. 6 offensive outs are remaining for the Elmira Pioneers as they will look to at least close the gap a little bit here. And at that point, that may be all you could hope for. So we'll see what the Pioneers can do here as Buffington comes to the plate, to be followed by Brennan Dorigi and Cam Redding. Buffington in. He waits. Sees ball number 1. 1-0 the count. Nobody out. As we are here in the top of the 8th inning, Pioneers got the run scoring started, but would give up a lot of runs in between as Buffington gets his first hit of the night. 1 for 3 with a base on balls. So Buffington has gotten on base twice tonight in 4 plate appearances. Starting to find that plate discipline and the patience and really finding his pitch a little bit harder to do there at the top of the order. You're the first one to see pitchers. You're the first one to deal with all their pitches, and it's a tough position to be in, but Buffington has really embraced it so far here in the short order of this season, really having led off all 4 games. As now Dorigi has his work cut out for him. As the Pioneers continue to trail, Dorigi will put bat on ball, gets it ground out to the second baseman, and couldn't quite. Yeah, they're going to say he did turn the double play. So Derigi, I thought he beat it out, but and the first base coach, I believe, is having that same discussion with the umpire right now. As I thought Derigi got there, but first base umpire says no. Cam Redding will come up as Derigi moves to 0 for 4 on the day. And Redding, we'll see what he can do here. Looking to keep the inning alive as Redding waits for the pitch. This is the top of the 8th. The pitch and inside on Redding. So 1-0 count. Pioneers trailing by 12. As once again, Cam Redding awaits the pitch, looking out. The swing and grounded down the foul line and right to assistant coach Drum as he will throw it back towards the home plate area. Ruhlman tossing the ball back across and into the dugout of the Adirondack Trailblazers. So, Blazers have the 1-1 count here on Cam Redding as Redding waits, looks. The pitch is hit into the Pioneers dugout, and that will make the count 1 ball, 2 strikes. Again, Pioneers trailing by 12. They've got only one more at bat to make this up. We'll see who they're going to go with pitching in the bottom half of the 8th inning. As Redding swings, the ball is dropped, and the catcher throws it down to first for the out. We head to the bottom of the 8th as the Pioneers trail by 12. You're listening to the Pioneers on Mixlr.com. All right, folks. Well, we've got a brand new pitcher into the game as Trey Harmon moves from first base to the pitcher's mound. Harmon, we teased it earlier in the season as Harmon is a Kentucky native over there. He's played both first base and pitching. We'll see what he can do here. This is our first look at him on the mound as he certainly has the velocity down, but we'll see how his control is as he's going to have just one inning to work, and we'll see how he can do with that. As once again, coming to the plate, Andy Haig, 2 for 4 on the day. As some discussion here between the home plate umpire and the coaching staff for the Elmira Pioneers. Harmon will come out and hopefully be able to get himself through this 8th inning as quickly as he can. He definitely wants to get the Pioneers back into the batting boxes as they'd love to get one chance to close this gap. Unable to do so really all game long as we're here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Harmon winds up. He deals. And that one will bounce as it gets by. So 1-1 the count. Nobody out. Harmon's first batter of the season. As the Pioneers continue to trail 14-2 here tonight. The windup and the pitch. And that one is low for a ball. 2-1 the count. Wind, as you can hear, clearly still blowing up here in the Adirondack Mountains. Pioneers, 5 hits tonight, 2 errors, and 2 runs. As that one's going to be low too. 3 balls, 1 strike nobody out for Trey Harmon, as nobody down in the bullpen for the Pioneers anymore, as Harmon seems to be the guy, as he will wind up and pitch again. That one's good for a strike, as the count is 3-2. Harmon and Haig going mano a mano, as Harmon winds up. He delivers, and that one is grounded towards the first base side, caught there and played as the Pioneers turn the first out. So Harmon, perfect so far in his debut. One batter up, one batter out. Is making his way up now. Jarrett Hall, 2 for 3 so far, as he does have the home run earlier today. So we'll see what happens now, as Harmon certainly facing a competitor here, the designated hitter. He swings through. That's going to be strike number 1. 1 out for Harmon thus far. He's got a strike on the next batter. As we look down, Harmon winds up in the pitch, and that's good for strike number 2. So Harmon comes in and is very effective right off the cuff here. 1 out. He's got 2 strikes on the next batter, and he's looking for strike number 3, and that one's fouled away. So another pitch coming here, as Hall and Harmon go mano a mano out here. We'll see what Harmon can do here. Harmon winds up and pitches. That's a little low. 1-2, says the umpire. 14-2 the score here in the bottom of the 8th. The Pioneers with just 1 out, looking for the second one. Nobody on the base paths, as the pitch is delivered, and that one is swung on. Gets away from the catcher. Will be strike 3, but has to throw down to first, and that one bounces, and that will mean the runner is safe on the throw. So only 1 out. Harmon threw for the strikeout, but just couldn't get it done, as the catcher lost control of the ball, and the throw down to first was not in time. As now Harmon will go back to work, as he takes on Peter Cosentino. Cosentino 1 for 2 on the night, has a base on balls out there as well. So the windup and the pitch. That one gets away, and this is going to move the runner to second, as Trey Harmon calls for the ball back. We'll see what happens now. 1 ball, no strikes, only 1 out, as Hall stands now on second base. 2 errors in the game for the Pioneers, 5 hits, 2 runs. Well, on the other side of the board, 14 runs, 11 hits, and 1 error for Adirondack. 2 balls, no strikes on that pitch from Harmon. Harmon sets back on the mound, staring down at Cosentino as he sets, winds, and deals. That one is popped up and out of play. That goes foul and just over the light pole there. Mind you, once again, to make the right decision, insist on Karuba collision, as the Pioneers now have a 2-1 count. Harmon awaits Cosentino to get back in the box. Cosentino back. Harmon sets and deals, and that will be a strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, as Harmon looking to find his way through this 8th inning. Trey Harmon gets back on the rubber. He looks for a sign, gets it, sets, and he will deal, as this one is hit straight out to center, and that's going to get down, as we'll see if Hall chances it to go for home. He does not, but the ball gets away from the second baseman. Might have made it there, as the 14-2 stands for the moment. Coming up, Zach Doss. Doss 0 for 1 with a couple of free trips to first base, once by a hit by pitch, another time with a walk, as Doss will look to put something in play, score that run from third, and make it a 15-2 lead. We'll see, as that one's high. Harmon trying to settle down here. Wants to get things working for the Pioneers. Came in, was very effective. Got one out. Then he got the strikeout, but couldn't be completed as the runner made it all the way down to first on the errant throw from the catcher after the ball got away from him on the strikeout pitch. Harmon setting again. He's 2-0 the count. 2 balls, no strikes, 1 out. Harmon with the pitch, and that is good for a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Runners on first and third. The Adirondack Trailblazers are threatening. And Harmon checking both runners now. He sets and delivers. He has that one hit. The third baseman picks up, throws to second, gets the out there, throws to first, can't get it as Hall will cross and make it a 15-2 lead for the Trailblazers. The bat tossed back towards the Trailblazers dugout, and as the runner stands on first, that brings up Randy Flores. Flores 2 for 5 on the night. Harmon has given up a run now. Obviously unearned, as that runner should have never been on base in the first place. But they all count the same on the scoreboard, 15-2. As the Pioneers have one last trip to the batter's box. 13-run inning would be certainly difficult to pull off, but we'll see what they can do in the top of the ninth. First, they got to get through this bottom of the eighth. The Trailblazers have scored in every inning except the first and the third. Or excuse me, the first and the fourth. As we look back out, Harmon with the delivery, that one low. 3-0 the count now. So Harmon looking for that one final out to get out of this bottom of the eighth inning. Looks as though that the Adirondack Trailblazers will have a closing pitcher down there. Or perhaps there's someone trying to get some work as they have a 15-2 lead. That one's going to go for a strike. Harmon gets the first one of the at-bat against Flores. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs as Flores sets it up. He's looking and waits. The pitch, and it's grounded towards the second baseman. Caught there, thrown to first, and that will do it. Bottom of the eighth is over. Pioneers coming in one last time. They've got the top of the ninth. We'll see what they can do when we come back. You're listening to the Elmira Pioneers on Mixlr.com. All right, so Mason Ruhlman will come into the plate. He will be the first batter to face Kevin McNiff, the right-hander from New Haven. He's a freshman from Garden City, New York. So Ruhlman will be the first one up. Then the man we just saw pitch in Trey Harmon. And then I believe Zach Granger has maintained his spot. The Pioneers have done quite a bit of shifting around. We shall see. I believe the batting order, though, has stayed relatively the same, as 15-2 the score in favor of the Adirondack Trailblazers. As I said before the game started, hard to believe much in the records, as the Pioneers coming in 2-1, and the Adirondack Trailblazers 0-2. We'll see what the Pioneers can do here in the top of the ninth, trailing by 13. As I said, the Trailblazers have scored in almost every inning, save the first and the fourth. Those were the only two innings they weren't able to put runs up on the board. Just not a good night for the Canadian faction down in the bullpen. Severino Cronier giving up quite a few runs there in the first couple innings, as this one is popped up, and this is going to be caught by the third baseman, Mason Ruhlman. One pitch, one out, as the Pioneers are trying to salvage something here in the top half of the ninth. Coming up to bat now, Trey Harmon. Harmon will be looking to make some connection here, as he just threw an inning. So seeing the pitcher enter the ball game, a little bit different look here, as normally you see the designated hitter in the game, but since Harmon went into pitch, he will now be taking over that spot. As we look down, Harmon, 1 ball, no strikes. He waits, and the delivery is in for a strike on the outside corner. Does appear as though Granger will be the next batter. So he has kept his spot in the lineup, as we talked about beforehand. Harmon waiting for the pitch, the delivery, and that one catches the outside corner. Strike 2, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Harmon with just 1 strike left available to him, as he sets, waiting. That pitch is outside. So no goods on that one, as Harmon looking to get on base here. Has not been a good night for the Pioneers, as they have struggled in this one. 15-2 the score at the moment, as that will make it 3 balls, 2 strikes. As once again, a new pitcher entering the game. He got 1 out on quite literally 1 pitch, as the ball was popped up in the air by Ruhlman. That one is going to be a walk, though, and the Pioneers have a base runner. Granger will head for the plate. Granger was a 3-year letter winner in the outfield for Horseheads High School, where the team won the 2017 and 2015 sectional titles, as well as a 2-time All-Southern Tier Athletic Conference honoree and a 2-year letter winner in basketball. Granger steps up to the plate, looking. He waits for the pitch, and that one is in for a strike. As now, once again, the Pioneers wait, looking out. Another pitch in there for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. A Tioga Downs showdown, reminding you to head out to Tioga Downs this summer. You can be an all-star, catch smash mouth at Tioga Downs this summer. Wind up in the pitch, and that one is inside for a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Granger stepping back in, as he awaits the pitch. Harmon on first. See what Granger can do here, as the pitch is down low again. 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. And we'll see Granger looking for an opportunity here. He would love to get a hold of something. He's 1 for 3 on the day. The pitch, and that's in for a strike. 3 balls, 2 strikes, full count. There's 1 out, as Harmon sits over there at first base. We'll see if he's off on the pitch or what the Pioneers are choosing to do here with the base running. As this one comes in, grounded back towards second. This could be a double play. Thrown to the shortstop. Shortstop connects up and over. That'll be safe at first base. First baseman came off the bag, and that will prolong the game 1 more batter at the very least. So, coming up now, number 16, Kyle Richardson. Richardson, who started off everything for the Pioneers with that double to drive in a run earlier in the game. Ironically, the runner he doubled in just thrown out, Trey Harmon. As once again, the pitch, a swing and a strike. 0-1. is the count as Granger stands on second. Richardson looking out. He waits. The pitch delivered. Richardson swinging. That one fouled again. So another time, let us remind you, make the right decision. Insist on Karuba collision. As now, the Pioneers down to one final strike, as they still hope to close the gap here, but we'll see what they can do. As there's a pitch in for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One more opportunity here. As Richardson standing in the batter's box. He waits the pitch. Coming in, swinging, and Richardson will strike out. That will do it. The Elmira Pioneers fall again. Second game in a row on the road. The road has not been friendly to the Elmira Pioneers as they fall 15-2. Only able to acquire 5 hits, having 2 errors on the night. Adirondack, 15 runs, 12 hits. They were just able to outclass the Pioneers here tonight. We'll have to see how the Pioneers can respond. Tomorrow night, they will be in Geneva. We will be live here on YouTube and on Mixler.com. One more time, thank you all for tuning in. I'm John Clement. Looking forward to speaking to you tomorrow. Good night, Elmira.